Tuesday morning tennis fans, get ready, because down in Toronto, one of the most intriguing first-round matchups of the week is about to unfold, and the numbers are already telling a story that might surprise you. Tereza Valentova takes on the always crafty Taylor Townsend in the round of 128 at the 2026 WTA Toronto tournament. And if you're thinking about getting involved with a bet on this one, you're going to want to stick around for the next few minutes, because what our model is showing doesn't line up quite as neatly as you'd expect. Let's set the scene first. This is a round of 128 clash at WTA Toronto, one of the marquee stops on the North American hardcourt swing, and it's set to get underway at 6 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday, the 4th of August. That's an early alarm for anyone tuning in from Australia, but for those of us who live and breathe tennis betting, an early start is just part of the deal. So grab your coffee, because we're about to break down exactly how we see this one playing out. Now, here's where things get interesting. Our team at Stats Insider doesn't just guess at these outcomes. We run full-scale simulations, 10,000 of them to be exact, crunching through mountains of data to land on a probability that reflects how this match is genuinely likely to go. And when we ran the numbers on Valentova versus Townsend, the model came back, giving Valentova a 62% chance of getting the win. That's a fairly clear edge on paper, and it lines up with what a lot of casual fans might expect walking into this one. But betting isn't just about picking who's more likely to win. It's about finding value, and that's where our approach really separates itself from just backing the favorite every time. So, let's talk about what the bookmakers are actually offering. Looking at the head-to-head market, Tab currently has Valentova priced at 1.44, while Townsend sits out at 2.75. In the first set market, it's a similar story. Valentova is trading at 1.53 to take the opening set, with Townsend available at 2.50. Those numbers are current at the time we're putting this together, so, as always, keep in mind that odds can shift as we get closer to first serve, and it's worth double-checking before you lock anything in. Here's the part that's going to make you sit up and pay attention. Even though our model says Valentova is the more probable winner of this match, we're not jumping on her as our tip. Instead, we're leaning toward Townsend at that 2.75 price point for the head-to-head market. Why would we go against the very model that just told you Valentova wins nearly two-thirds of the time? Because winning more often on paper doesn't automatically mean the price is right. When we stack our data-driven probability up against what the bookies are actually offering on Townsend, we've spotted a 1.9% edge in her favor at that number. And chasing edges like that consistently over a long stretch of bets is exactly the kind of disciplined approach that separates a break-even punter from someone who's actually turning a profit over time. It's a similar situation when we shift over to the first set market. Our simulations still lean toward Valentova, taking that opening set more often than not. That part of the story hasn't changed. But once again, it's about where the true value sits once you compare our numbers to the market. Our read has Townsend winning the first set close to 59% of the time when you weigh it against the current pricing, and at odds of 1.83 with TAB, that's a gap between our model and the market that we simply can't ignore. That's precisely the kind of situation that catches our eye as one of the stronger plays on the board today, and it's the sort of signal we flag as one of our best bets across the entire sporting slate, not just tennis. So, to bring it all together, Valentova is the higher probability winner according to our simulations. There's no getting around that. She's the one more likely to lift her arm at the end of the match, and more likely to bank that first set, too. But probability and value are two very different things when it comes to smart betting, and right now, the market is offering more return on Townsend than her actual chances would suggest is fair. That mismatch is where the opportunity lives, and it's why our recommended plays for this matchup are Townsend to win outright at 2.75 and Townsend to take the first set at 1.83. Of course, it's worth remembering that our model is a living, breathing thing. It updates constantly as new information rolls in, whether that's shifts in the betting markets, changes in form, or any late team news. So, if you're planning on getting involved with this match, it always pays to check back in as close to first serve as you can, just to make sure you're working with the most current read on the situation. A quick recap on the essential details before we wrap up. This is Tereza Valentova against Taylor Townsend in the women's singles round of 128 at the 2026 WTA Toronto tournament up in Canada. First ball is expected around 6 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday, the 4th of August. As always, every time and date we've mentioned throughout this rundown is in Australian Eastern Standard Time, unless we've specifically said otherwise, so make sure you're converting correctly if you're tuning in from somewhere else. Now, if tennis is your game and you're chasing more analysis like this, we've got you covered well beyond just this one match. Our platform runs full predictive coverage across the entire tennis calendar with data-backed tips and live in-play probabilities updating around the clock. Whether it's a Grand Slam, a smaller WTA event like this one in Toronto, or anything in between, the same rigorous approach goes into every single prediction we put out. And if you want the absolute cream of the crop, our Best Bets page pulls together the strongest tips of the day across every sport we cover, not just tennis, so that's always worth a look before you finalize anything. Before we let you go, one final and important reminder. If you do decide to use any of the tips or analysis we've walked through today for your own betting, please make sure you're doing so responsibly. Set limits, know your boundaries, and understand when it's time to step away. If gambling ever starts to feel like it's becoming a problem for you or someone close to you, free and confidential support is available right around the clock. You can call 1-800-858-858 or head over to gamblinghelponline.org.au for more information and resources. That's everything you need heading into Tuesday's clash between Valentova and Townsend at WTA Toronto. Thanks for tuning in. Good luck if you're getting involved. And we'll catch you next time with more data-driven tennis breakdowns.